trying out this new stuff called Lip Sense, and I'm on day 3 and I'm recording the whole process, and I'm gonna label the truth about Lip Sense. Because there is some cons, whatever. That's not what this video is about. Hey y'all, it's Allie, and I am super excited to film my volume. Almost couldn't say it through my lips for like the 3rd time. My volume 4 flip through, my journal flip through. It is finished. I decorated and made all the front all snazzy, and I did my packing tape. And so this one's, I gotta not blab so much on this video, but I just wanted to share this with y'all because it'll probably be a little longer video. And I am switching sizes for the next journal insert, so I'm very excited about that. But I just wanted to say that this one took a little bit longer because I don't know if it was because the Tomoe River, it just felt longer, or if there's more pages in the Tomoe River insert, but it felt like forever to get through. And I know I had a little journal funk time in that, and you'll see it. You'll see my journal funk in my journal. That's why I love journals, is you can see everything. You can see your whole life if you really take a peek at it. But anyway, I'm gonna flip the camera and kind of share what's going on in here and what's to come. So thank you. I will, yeah. This is always the awkward part. What do people say? What do people say when they're like, okay, so stay tuned. It is a gorgeous day in Southside San Antonio, Texas, and I have the windows open and the wind is like blowing, and it's one of those like, oh my gosh, perfect days. They're having a swap meet outside, so if anything's crazy, you'll probably hear it. This is volume 4, and I'm trying to see, I had my other volumes around here. So this is volume 4. I have 4 volumes of journaling. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun to see them all together and how different they are. This was volume 1. Didn't do much on the thing, and I have this all filmed. Volume 2, I did a little bit more, some pictures. I actually got ink on my baby there. And so that's volume 2. It's a little bit thicker. Volume 3 isn't as thick, but I had actually decorated this more at the beginning and then kind of added stuff later with like doodles and stuff like that. And then this is volume 4, and honestly I didn't have much on this one either. I kind of decorated it like not last minute. Like this was on here, and I had put this on here, and like the flower girl in my picture, some of this was on here, but I stuck my Dynamo label on the front and painted and did some like contrasting black and pink and yellow. It was a lot of fun. So this is my 4th volume, and so to let y'all know, because I get asked this question like so much, the ink that I use in my journal is, or the pen that I use, is a Lamy Safari pen. I have a video on like an intro to fountain pens, and I can link that down below and try to swoosh it in one of those little card things. I have other fountain pens that I use too. So this is what I use. It's a Lamy Safari. It is like the workhorse of all fountain pens to me, in my opinion. And I use Noodler's Lexington Gray. It is just nice and not too dark. I love that ink. I do like writing with black ink sometimes, and I have used other archival pens, but for the most part I use the Noodler's Gray for everything. Also to note that because I like just abused this, not really abused, but like I did my journaling in this insert like I did it with all the other inserts, and because it's Tomoe River paper, I had to bind it with some sinew string because it was like this whole middle page was gone, like it was like off. So I had to reinforce the pages with just a little bit of binding here. And if you don't know how to do that, you can look at my watercolor insert, tutorial how to make a watercolor insert, and I show how you bind a book there. So it's pretty easy. So anyway, moving on. When I first began this journal, I was like really wanting to do something different that I hadn't personally seen before, and so I was like kind of like, what could I do? And I started doing this thing called, I call it cut off hang off. And so, and everyone loves tip-ins, right? Like we love tip-ins, but wanted to do something fun with tip-ins. So what I started doing was taking these little bits and then hanging them off and then cutting them, like gluing them down and cutting them off. So you have a cut off, hang off right here, and this was just a bag that I used. This was a movie ticket So that's just a bag that I had gotten from the Tiny Stamps Big Plans Etsy shop from Australia. Same thing here. I put the sticker and it was hanging, so I cut it off and then I hung off a butterfly. And a lot of this stuff I basically repeated because when I came back from vacation, I kind of explained this, so I'm kind of rehashing it. So sorry if you've already heard this before. But yeah, just kind of like doing something that was fun and new for me, cutting off a picture, hanging off this little bit. So this is a journal. This is my ticket stub from going on vacation this last year, and I cut off this, hung off a tab, and this is actually one day of journaling on this little thing. And I need to do that again. I love layered looks, so I need to do it again. Later on in my book, you can see another place where I kind of layered. We'll get to it, but it was in a piece of acetate, and I really love that look of just having something kind of in the middle that's not quite reaching the edge of the page. I love that. So I need to do that again some more in my new journal insert. So I love going through my journals because I'll remember things. I'm like, oh, I need to do that again. Here again, some tickets that I cut off and hung off a tag. I hung off also this little acetate bit that I made. So that's a little tip-in that I made. Just some paints and stamps. I'm giving away this stamp set again. I've given it away before, but in my giveaway, I'm giving away that stamp set. I can't remember where I stuck it right now, but I do have it. Another thing here. Oh, here's like a tip-in. Here's a card from the International House of Prayer in Atlanta, and then I did like a little tip-in on that tip-in. I'm trying to be careful not to go crazy with the tip-in, the Inception tip-ins, because it's like it can put a lot of weight on a page. But like here's one I did too. So I did this right here, a little tiny tip-in on a tip-in. So that's kind of fun. So there's this. I love these baby pictures. They're so much fun. And I did use my selfie printer to do this with a collage app pick frame. And unfortunately, my selfie printer is acting up on me, so I just need to work with it. I just haven't had time to really look at it right now. But anywho, that's really fun. I love the baby pictures. So cool. Now this picture I printed out, and I also did something cool with the same picture later on in the journal. Don't be afraid to use pictures twice and then do something a little different with them, or even put them in twice. Like, it's your journal. You can do whatever you want. But this was just like a little scrap piece of acetate I had just to kind of like do that, and this kind of opens up like this. So more like tippin'. Oh, do you hear the breeze? Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful outside. Then I have just like some splotches. I love just plopping it on watercolor, little contrast. This stamp is a lot of fun. I believe it's Heidi Swap, and it's got like the cursive month and then your day. I also really enjoy using just the old school, this stamp right here. I started using that stamp like years ago. I love that stamp. This is when I met Rita. She is awesome. I love her. And so sweet online and in person, like seriously. Her husband's super nice too, and so David and him got to meet and hang out. When I go back to Florida, I'm hoping to be a little more organized, because I know like Kaylin is there, and there's several people that I would love to just hang out with and meet and have coffee together or lunch or whatever. So that was that. I just again hung off a bunch of stuff in the middle, which I think is really fun. I've got to do that again. Oh my gosh, I do. I love that. This was just plop in color. This was something Jane Davenport did on her Instagram, and I loved it so much I just outright copied it. I do not take credit for this picture, but it was beautiful and I wanted to do it to give some life to a page. This one was kind of more scrapbooky in feeling. Again, I love this little middle thing. Man, I did that a lot, didn't I? I really should do that some more. That's what's missing in my life. Okay, this was just like a piece of really pretty lace looking kind of scrapbook paper, and it says loving this life. And it was just kind of I was being a sentimental sap with my husband and just really happy, and we were having, you know, you have these great times in your marriage and sometimes it's not so great. So when it's great, really celebrate. So anyway, just kind of like more embellishments and stuff, and it's just very light. 16 years we've been together, just kind of like I don't know, reflecting on that. So it's just this really pretty light. Mainly I just pulled stuff that was similar in color and just did it for fun because I really didn't have anything to journal about, but I was just excited. I was just happy. I just love Dave. I love him. And Rita took a fantastic picture. That was her picture that she took of us. And I actually felt pretty in that picture. So I just did that like a spread, like kind of like a scrapbook kind of a spread, which is totally okay to do. It's okay to just have bits all over your page and not much words. It is your journal. You can do what you want. This one was kind of fun. This is when I discovered Benita Rose. She got me on this really cool thing of writing your own lines and then putting your journaling on it. I just loved that look so much, and so I you know, practiced it with this manatee and kind of just this, and I don't know, and I put the date down here, which was kind of cool. Again, this is kind of more, almost feels scrapbooky. I really enjoy these spreads. Like, I need to do more of that. I like these tags. I love doing things in threes from a design. I don't have like a design background, but I've worked in photography enough and marketing enough that it's more pleasing to the eye if things are in odd numbers, and 3 is just a nice number to use. So if you'll see, I have a lot of things in 3s here. So there's 3 tags, 3 this. When you see that I do any kind of bling, like sequins or something, you see 3 sequins. So I do like to use 3s just because it's like, you know, it's easy to do. So that's that. And I have this cool stamp set I got from Whimsadoodle, and then I also purchased from Whimsadoodle this amazing number stencil, which I also need to bust out a little more. I'm really excited to be moving because I will have like for real legit designated room, because I am so much more creative at nighttime, y'all, and my children and husband are sleeping when I'm creative, and I can't be in here rustling around all my stuff. But this number, oh my gosh, it's so awesome. And I was like, I don't know how to do 0. Well, they said just to do that and then flip it over, and there's your 0. Brilliant. Those people are amazing. So there's that. And then this one I did with my mom. I was sitting, we were journaling together, and I really was like, oh, I love this. I had this like bike bit, and we went and rode bikes a lot together. So I wanted to use this bike embellishment, but I didn't know how to add it on a page without like crushing it or doing something weird. So what I decided to do was to attach it to 2 similar color tip ends and then cut it down the middle so that you could do this. So it's like this like pop-up goodness. Isn't that great? So that's us riding our bikes. Some more vacation pictures. And then I did again the hang off thing on here. So here's 3 right there. This is when I reached 4,000 followers on Instagram. I just was like so thankful for that. But yeah, just hanging off stuff, tipping it in. I just really love this. I'll have to try this again too. But that's that. And then here's a little sunset picture. I always try to get a sunset picture when I go visit my parents because the sunsets are beautiful there. There's that. And I love the bright colors of this page. This is just when I went to Wiki Wachi and saw the mermaid show. I had drew this mermaid, and so I did a lot of dark watercolors and then used my white gel pen. And so these mermaids, they stay under the water and they suck on these tubes of air and do all these little dances. And there was this turtle that like completely stole the show. He was so cute. He was like doo doo doo, like what's going on? And he was not a part of the show. He was like a legit big huge turtle. Anywho, this right here is a tutorial that I did on Patreon, just kind of working using this idea of the rainbow silhouette. So that's on Patreon, and I just kind of did gel all around it. It's probably, I don't even know what I wrote, but it's probably something that's not very important because I didn't want people to read it. I don't know. This is when I got home and I was starting this abstract way of painting. This is like where it all began, around this time where I kind of learned, started dabbling in the abstract painting. And so I did a little bit of that on the corners, and then this was probably a no-no. I should not do this again. This is a chipboard, but because the Tomoe River is so fragile, as far as, not fragile, but like thin. It's not fragile because it can take a beating, but I poked through by an accident with my pen. But anyway, so this is more tip in love here, and this is the, again, 3s, some hanging off elements, a tag. But this is where I used that same picture see, this is that picture. My mother wrote me the sweetest text right on the way home when I was like bawling my eyes out. And so what I did is I copied her text and put it in Photon app. And I can give a little tutorial on this if you'd like me to, but I just basically took a picture that I took and wrote basically immortalized her text, because oftentimes we'll get really sweet texts or notes from friends on, you know, social media or something, and you kind of want to remember them. And so this is just the way that I was able to kind of remember that text forever with that beautiful picture of the beach. And so that's that. And this is where I also used the magical powders, these guys, and I have a video on those. They're really awesome, so much fun. Magical powders on this page too. So here's another set of 3 bling. Love, love, love. More like kind of like color schemes because of the Jane Davenport receipt I got. I bought some schminka. I think it's schminka. I don't know. Jen told me how to say it. I need to learn how to say it. Hold on. Let's see how to say it. Here it is.
Schminke.
Schminka.
Schminke. Schminke.
Schminka. Schminka.
Schminke.
Okay, I was saying it correctly. Schminka. The Schminka paints that I bought from Jane Davenport. And anyway, I ended up selling those paints and getting like basically all tubes of the Daniel Smith that I love, but I needed to try them to know exactly what I liked. And so anyway, this was from that, and the color scheme was like blues and purples, which is really pretty. And my dog, he's so cute. I just kind of wanted to put him there. And then, oh, here it is. Here's that middle thing with the acetate. So I just did like a little, I had this little Instax picture just laying around and thought I'd stick it in there, which is fun. And then did a face again. I like that. I like just doing the eyes, nose, just simple faces. I might try that again some more too. This one was mine. The other one was totally Jane's. And then I added like a little card on the back of this, so it just wasn't all black. So it kind of looks like the back of the Instax is framing the card on that clear acetate. So that's kind of cool. And then just some regular journaling. This is when I kind of start getting into a journal funk. More lines, face, more art here. Just writing mainly. Actually, journal funk. No, because this is when I was about to go to Jen's house. So I was getting ready for that. This is when I just took a bunch of stuff that I had been collecting and saving, and I was like, I just need to get it in my journal. So I did. I just took a bunch of stuff and just stuck it in my journal because I wanted to. So there's a bunch of just random things, and then I journaled, and that's okay. Like it bugged me a little bit, but you know what? It's in there and it's great. So yeah. This is when I went to go see Jen, and I did this in a journaling session on film in Jen's channel. So yeah, so you can kind of peek through and see the little wing of the airplane there, and this is just like a bunch of pictures. This was on the background was the leave tutorial that I did with her. So that was like, that was such a great trip, and we were just talking like, wouldn't it be great to just sip tea and paint like whenever we wanted to. Oh my gosh, that'd be so great. So this was just my trip with her, seeing her horsies and little sweet Cupid, and this is, I painted that at her place, and this is us painting, doing my hair. It was just I needed this trip so badly. Oh my gosh. And this thing is like the little curling, like it came in a clear box, and so this I just cut the little curling thing and then stapled hooray on there. I thought that was kind of cool. So there's that, lots of little flip outs for your photos. And then this is where I came back and I just like didn't journal very much. I just plopped some color. I do love these colors though. I need to remember that. And then just added this later, this little clear thing. And then here more, just kind of added that later. This is the journal girl that I created on Patreon. And I just put a big picture on the back. Through it all, my eyes are on you. It is well with me. So this was like a thing that I did. And then, let's see. I have those videos on Patreon. And then this was a chip-in tutorial I did. I did use some sewing. Shar had given her a gift to me. Come on. With some sewing pattern as the tissue paper, which I thought was so cute. So I took it and used some matte medium and then put it on the back of this. Now my Lamy pen had a hard time writing on that matte medium, but it did end up drying and it's not coming off, so that's good. So I just kind of blobbed some color and did that sewing pattern on there. And this just put some, this is when I started getting out of my journal funk, because Elise helped me with these little pictures. Thank you, Elise. We were figuring out the little Polaroid zip, how to do a collage on it, and they made these little baby pictures that are, because it's the Polaroid zip has the sticky paper, so you can just plop them down on there. This is Romeo, because he loved me by the end of my trip to Jen's house. So then just like pictures and journaling, journaling, journaling. Not much activity here. Just journaling, not much, not many tip-ins. And then this was, I printed on tissue paper because Carrie told me that I could print on tissue paper, so I did. And I actually filmed this journal with me. This is very recent. So that's that, and there's some tip-in stuff here. And I do love the layers, I do. I'm so inspired, honestly. Like, I don't know if you can, I think it's impossible to be inspired by yourself, right? Old self. Like, I need to do some more of this stuff. I don't know if it's because I was on vacation and I just didn't have a lot of responsibilities because I was on vacation, that just like my creative mind just opened up. But I'm gonna need to do some more of this. Anywho, or if it's just because I have a lot going on right now in my life, I don't know. But this vellum is not, I would not do that again. I would not put vellum matte mediumed on a page because it just kind of wrinkled all that. This is a cool little thing. I got a fuse tool, which is so much fun, and I filmed a video of me like first using this and it was kind of funny, and it ended up turning into this little like thing of me creating this little journal card with this pocket, which is so much fun, and I need to do some more of them, but I really liked that. That's just like a little day of journaling. So I put the date on here because I didn't want to journal a whole page, but I just took a card and put the date and then put some baby's pictures on there and stuck it in with a little pocket because I made a pocket with my fuse tool, which was amazing. And this is just a tip in from a, what do you call it? Ooh, that smells good. Someone's doing laundry. Gift card that my mom gave for me on my birthday. I made another little thing. This is kind of like a shaker-ish kind of thing. It's like, you know, got some glitter in there and stuff with some hand lettering. I want some sequins. I think sequins would be better for my little, I wanted, ooh, what if I did a shaker in the middle? I'm doing that. I'm going to do that. Yes, I'm gonna do that for my next journal with me. Big old stencil I got recently. That's a bigger version of the baby one that I love. So much fun. And then I did some black. I started playing with black acrylic ink, which is super awesome. The brand that I use that is fabulous and super thick and black, not thick, but black, is the Daler Rowney. Something just flew out of my house. What was that? Okay, I need to go check on that. It was a cup. My son's left a cup, a little styrofoam cup, and it flew out. Whoopsies. This, I think, was just some spray. Nothing on this. I need to do something on that real quick. I could probably, that would be good to show you just how awesome bulletproof the Noodlers is. And this was just some swatches because a lot of my distress stains have oxidized and gotten nasty, and so I was trying to see which ones were okay and which ones were not, and I did separate them out. That's what I was doing on this page, and this was just like an old sketch that I did playing with this pen that kind of, like, when you put water on it, it turns like teal and purple, which is so pretty. It's really cool. It like gets all like pretty when you put water on it, and that's all. And then this was just like a little pocket that I added in and put some little bits in there that I wasn't sure what to do with. Like a little coloring page for my son that I didn't want to throw away. This is a note from Anahi over at Midori and Journal. And she's, I think, taking a break right now, but I just love her and I love her folders, and so I kept her little note in here. It's on Tomoe River paper, which I love. That is my volume 4 insert. I hope I did not leave out anything. I just kind of went through, and as I saw stuff, just kind of explain things. If you have any questions, I will try to do my best to answer. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh, and to let you know, I am moving sizes. That was like one of the big things that I was supposed to share. I am going to switch over to a B6 Slim size, and that size, okay, there's 7 inches. It's like basically about 1.25 inches less than a standard size. So this is a standard or narrow, as if you were to purchase a insert on Chic Sparrow, this would be like a narrow. And then this is a B6 Slim insert. And so it's like that. And you're probably asking, oh my gosh, what about Lovey? Well, Lovey is still in my life. I ended up giving away my narrow burgundy, I just said narrow, to IHOP missionary that came down, and she saw my stuff and she was just like loving it, and I was like, would you like one? And I gave it to her because I really felt like I was supposed to give it to her. So now I'm using Lovey as my church notes, and just like the dreams and like the prophetic art and stuff and all that. And then I'm getting basically the same thing, creme brulee, dark chocolate, and a B6 Slim, so shorter. I'm so excited, and it's Lovey Jr. So I'm getting a Lovey Jr. because I do still love my Lovey, but I'm getting a Lovey Jr. to try out this size because I think it would be a lot of fun. We'll see. I will always be able to go back to this one if I want to, and I don't mind at all having volume 4 in this size and volume 5 in that size. Like, I thought I would mind it, and it's nice that they're all the same size, but it's not that much difference, I don't think. So we'll see. I'm very excited to try the new size. I really do want to try the Midori paper, so I'm gonna go get this insert. I have used the Midori paper before. I've used it for the first 2 of my books, and then I used Chic Sparrow, and then I used Tomoe, the 52 grams, and I'm not ever going to use the Tomoe 52 grams again because it was just, I love the way that the watercolor rests on it and dries on it, but it's just too fragile for my type of journaling. So I ordered the 68 grams Tomoe River from, I think, Taroko shop. Thank you, Maria, for letting me know that shop so I could order it. So I ordered the blank ones from them, and they'll be here, like, who knows, it's coming from the other side of the world. The next one I'm using is a Midori because I did, Howard, get back in. My cat almost jumped out the window, and he would have died probably because he's so fat. I will stop blabbing. This is probably like 1,000,000 minutes long. I'm sorry. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks so much, y'all, for watching and for just all of your love. Keep an eyeball out for the giveaway that I'm having. It's a pretty epic giveaway, and I will see y'all later. Bye. Oh gosh, I just burped. Sorry. La 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 la.